Okay, hello and welcome to today's walkthrough, part 1 of a series on the new GitHub repository template, Java library template. At the time of recording, I just released version 1.0.1. So this is the 101 on and quick start on how to use this template to create your own Java library. And let's get started. GitLab template repo has a button to create a new repository where the template is selected. You choose the owner of your target new repo. You provide a repository name. I will name this library Java library template demo, and we'll make it public and create this repo. After a few seconds, page will refresh, and here we have our new created repo. It's an exact copy of the Java library template with a single initial commit that bootstraps the repository with all this source code. Also in the README, in the quick start guide, you can follow on your own, but essentially I'm going to walk through a great portion of the quick start as of this video. The first step is to create and provide a personal access token. GitHub greatly improved the security overall over the past years, and this is required by 3 of the workflows that commit and push changes. In particular, the gradle release also pushes a tag as part of the release process, which I will explain in a later video. And for this, we will need to create a personal access token, which with the correct permissions, and provide it as a secret for the action workflows named CI GitHub token. Okay, let's start with the personal access token. The first step is to ensure that your organization, which in this demo is ThrivingDev test, already has enrolled for the new personal access tokens, which is still in a beta state but stable and already required to work with GitHub Actions. So head on your organization to the settings, and under third-party access, personal access tokens. This is a one-off. If you have not enrolled yet, GitHub will walk you through enrolling. And if already enrolled, you can change the settings here. With this done, we can head over to our personal developer settings. So we go to your account, settings, developer settings, and here it's the same to do. If you have not done this before, you need to enroll for fine-grained tokens. And after the enrollment is complete, you can get an overview of all your access tokens. And here we will now create a new token. We'll call it CI token we'll just call this, then you select an expiration date. It suggests up to 90 days. The maximum token expiry can be set to exactly 1 year. We'll just pick 90 days for purpose of this demo. And the resource owner, here you will need to select the organization you want to create this for, or your personal account if you do it on a personal level. If your organization does not pop up here, then the reason for that is, just like explained before, the organization has not yet enrolled for personal access tokens, so this has to be done first. After this is completed for the organization, it will show up here. You can select that, and then you can say this token, should it apply to all repositories? Public repositories does not work, for we need write permissions. So either you choose all repositories of this owner of this organization, or you can also select, for example, our explicit single repo, which we'll choose to make it more restrictive. And next is under repository permissions. You unfold and you set for the content permission, which is commits, branches, and so on. You need to set read and write access. And by changing the content access, GitHub will automatically say the metadata is also mandatory, read only. That's fine as it is. So that's all we need to do. If we head down, we can see a summary, 2 permissions for one of your repositories, contents, read and write access, metadata, read only. And it will expire on Christmas. Hey. So we click generate token. This is obviously like a password, so you need to make sure it will only show up once. You cannot read the token again later, so you need to copy it right now and persist it securely in your password store or whatever you use to manage your secrets, and do not expose to anyone. And yeah, if we refresh, it will now show up with the name we gave it. And this is now our token. We have now set up with access to our repository. So if we head back to the organization, ThrivingDev test, and we check on active tokens, we can now already see this token showing up here. Click it and it will tell us which repositories it can access or it applies to. And that's our new created Java library template demo, and the permissions and organization permissions we don't need with this token. If you're not the owner of your organization and it's configured to require administrator approval, if you create a personal access token and you're not the owner of this organization, then the owner might need to approve to get your personal access token activated. Okay, so we now have a personal access token, but our organization or the new repository is not yet able to see this token and use it. And it expects it with the name CI GitHub token. So now there's 2 ways to do this. Either you can set it as an organization secret if you would have created your token to apply for all organizations' repositories. It would be a good idea to put it as an organization secret, so all your repos will be able to use the token straight away without configuring for each individual repository. But in our case, we'll simply go to our repository settings. We'll navigate to security, secrets and variables for actions. And here we will create a new repository secret by the name of CI GitHub token. And we just paste our GitHub personal access token that we just created. We'll add that secret and now it will show up as a repository secret. And with that, we are fully set up to take the next step and run the migration. Now, I was trying to make this migration as simple as possible. So there's actually a GitHub action workflow provided to run the migration, and that will do most of the work. So it will rename all of the references to the original repository to the template. It will also change your Maven publication artifact group ID and the artifact ID and the package name. And with this, you will be able to brand your library and not have to walk through and search and replace and move your Java files to your desired package. All of this will be done within a few seconds by the workflow. Better than explaining, I will just showcase and use that right now. If we head over to actions, we can see the main pipeline was triggered by the initial commit after creating or generating this new repository. And we will see that the build and tests succeeded. Also integration tests, first code quality analysis and privy scan did already run. And only publishing to Maven did not work. Simple reason is we did not provide our credentials yet. I will do this in a later video. So if we head back to so we ignore this for now, head back to the actions pipeline, actions view, and we select the initial Migrate Repo Template workflow. Then on the right-hand side, there's a Run Workflow button, which will show a pop-up with a form where you can customize everything for your new library. So for me, for the demo purpose, I will put in my actual authorized Sonar type group, dev.thriving.oss. I will call it just use the repo name for the library name, Java library template demo, which I would also recommend to use the same name as your repo name to avoid confusion. And the artifact package, I will just keep it as it is for this demo. And the contact email goes into the code of conduct. Here I would put info@thriving.dev. And now we trigger to run this workflow. GitHub will tell you it's been triggered. It will take a second to reload. Now it's queued. Another few seconds and it will be in progress. If we click in, we can also click on the run migration job and we see it's already been completed. If you're interested in the details, you can check like the migration steps where a lot of the files will be changed and amended to fit your defined new library name. So this is completed. If we head back to actions, you will see the Migrate Repo Template workflow will also clean up itself. So in actions, there's no longer such a workflow available because it's been deleted and then committed and pushed. And we see the main pipeline already has been triggered by this commit. If we check the commit, you will be able to see like everything that has been changed and cleaned up from like the original template repo to our new actual repo. And this will clean up all of GitHub issue templates, changelog contribution guides, README, and the Gradle project. Heading back to the repo, we can now also see that the folder of the sub-project, the Gradle sub-project, is now named Java Library Template Demo. And within here in the source folder, we would also be able to see that the package name changed to org acme fancy lib template, along with also changing the package name in all of the Java files. We are mostly complete with the initial creating the new repo and applying the migration. There's some additional step 4 to-dos. Final one-off tasks that would be to choose your own license. We have to update the Maven publication and configure GitHub pages to deploy the Java doc and add additional secrets for publishing to Maven Central. That actually I think I can remove because we already have the personal access token provided, and we can install and configure the Renovate app. All of this I will do in a separate small videos explaining all of those features along the way. That's it for right now, or maybe we could head over and take a quick look at our latest build pipeline, where we will be able to see all of that has been triggered and running. First step is Gradle build test. Then we have a separate follow-up step for integration test, where you could use like a test container tests or whatever integration test framework you might prefer. We'll have the code quality scans running and in the failing publishing to Maven Central, which we will tackle in the next video. So stay tuned, and that's it for now. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.